Hi, I'm Kim. You're watching Kim Wilson TV. My channel is dedicated to helping victims of narcissistic abuse get free and stay free. Today I want to talk about revenge. Now, you would have to be Mother Teresa, Mahatma Gandhi, to not, at the very least, want to see justice. Most of us live in countries where the foundation of our system depends on justice, and it is fair to want to see justice served. Now, quite often the word revenge is used. In fact, I've used the word revenge before myself. But I want to talk about that today and how the word revenge has changed in my mind after 2 years free of Trevor. I think that it is very natural when you first leave a narcissist to be sad. Certainly, I was heartbroken and very sad. And I do believe over the 5 years as I was coming and going in that revolving door of hell, that sadness would have been my primary emotion. I found the sadness quite incapacitating, and it wasn't until I became angry, and that was the last time I left, and I was pretty angry, to be honest with you. I had been treated brutally by someone I had extended myself to in love over and over again, and was constantly met with the most odious abuse. So by the end, I had become quite angry, and I will tell you, the anger in its day was liberating. It really was. It freed me from the sadness, and the anger almost jarred me awake. Now, I don't suggest harboring anger, and if anger is warranted, I really do recommend you just let it pour out, process it, and let it pass. And that's exactly what happened for me. But during that time, I will say I wanted revenge. I definitely had a feeling like he should pay for what he did. But looking at that now, what that really means is justice. When someone steals from you, they should be held accountable in the court of law. When someone physically abuses you, hits you, spits on you, knocks you down, they should be held accountable because this truly is criminal behavior. And I think for many of us, especially those of us coming from first world countries, truly we have a social platform based on justice. Someone does something horrible to you, they are held accountable by the police, the court system, and you can expect a positive outcome when you've been brutalized. Well, it's rarely the case with narcissism, and I think it's that lack of justice that leads a lot of victims to want revenge. As the fog started to lift and I realized that I had been really gravely deceived, I had been let down by the concept of love, I had been let down by the police services, the justice system, it appeared to me that Trevor had just skipped off on his happy way onto the next victim, onto abusing someone else, and I was kind of left holding the bag. It really did appear that all of the shit pile had landed on me, and Trevor had somehow avoided any repercussion for his actions. Now, in retrospect, of course, I realize that this is simply not the truth. My final departure from that horrendous relationship definitely did impact Trevor. In fact, I will assure you that Trevor has suffered long and hard at the loss of his relationship with me. In fact, I would bet it's been pretty hard to replace me as primary supply. I doted over the man diligently, made every sacrifice for the man, took every aspect of his life into consideration, from his career to his mental state to his nutritional intake on a daily basis. Initiating the final discard against this narcissist and kicking his ass to the curb would have absolutely inflicted on him a narcissistic injury so severe, I will guarantee you that he was reeling from it. When you dump a narcissist like that, they will start spinning out of control, absolutely in a state of emotional turmoil. Trevor would have been just blasting his way through his narc harem. He would not have been able to satisfy that need, that cannibalistic need to consume someone. And I will assure you that your narcissist, just like my narcissist, was gravely, gravely injured from our departure and the final discard that's been inflicted on them. Now, one aspect of narcissistic injury that is absolutely true is once a narcissist is injured, they seem to be in just such a rage that they truly lose all sense of good judgment. They are absolutely spinning out of control, and we've seen this here at the channel with that narcissistic woman who keeps injecting herself, and I will assure you that your narcissist, just like Trevor, was reeling out of control. Now, this narcissistic injury is so severe that they will begin to do things, act in ways that they have absolutely no power over. They're out of control emotionally, mentally. They lose it. So they have paid in a way. I mean, the leaving of them, the departure from them, that final discard, just kicking the rotten thing to the curb, leaves them in such a state of despair. They start acting out in ways that they have no control over, none whatsoever. Their insidious behavior will lead them to further expose themselves, which they really don't want to do, often leading them to commit criminal acts. I mean, they are bringing attention to themselves as a result of this loss of control. So in many cases, even exposing them isn't necessary because the narcissistic injury inflicted by leaving one of them really causes them to do it to themselves. As part of this loss of control, another thing that they're doing is appearing overly happy, almost elated with your departure as they launch their smear campaign. Now, a smear campaign in itself is a form of confession and an absolute sign that they've lost their shit, like they have shit the bed and shit it good. In many ways, leaving them is all the revenge you will ever need. It is all the justice. Now, as you move on to your life, a lingering desire for revenge is not going to impact them anymore. You've already committed a brutal act against them by leaving them. Their fear of abandonment consumes them, and you have ignited that to the point of their own demise. But for us, to harbor a need for revenge or to harbor a feeling of revenge is going to impair everything that we do. You cannot make a decision to move on in life, achieve your highest level of success if revenge is a key motivator. Revengeful people simply will never find success. Success is something reserved for people of a pure heart, of pure intention. And if you're harboring a feeling of revenge, this is not going to work. This will be counterproductive. And I think separating all of that for me, okay, for example, Trevor beat me up. Now, if I wanted revenge, I would want Trevor beat up as the outcome for what he did to me, but I don't want him beat up. What I truly wanted was for police services to get involved, for the courts to hold him accountable, and for him to be punished for the criminal that he actually is. And that's the difference between revenge and justice. And I think for most of us, though we use the word revenge, what we really want to see happen is justice. The second I let go of the concept of revenge, all sorts of avenues for potential success started opening up for me. I do believe that had I continued to harbor a need for revenge, none of this would have happened. I truly do not believe for 1 second that true success, meeting your highest level of potential as a human being, is ever going to turn out favorably if we're doing it from a place of revenge. As a narcissist continues with their quest to harm and injure people, the person they're truly hurting the most, if you can refer to them as people, is themselves. I know for absolute certain that Trevor will stay true to the playbook. He will continue to destroy himself, therefore freeing me up to move on with my life, free from any negative feelings or desires for revenge. I'm Kim. You're watching Kim Wilson TV. I hope you're having a narc-free day.